Hey everyone, in this video we're going to be looking at chapter 21, which is the first chapter in section 4 called Growing Productive Teams. Now that we've spent quite some time talking about management missteps in handling people, it's time to shift to talking about healthy teams. What makes them and what can you do to help facilitate their growth? In the intro to this section, the authors suggest that challenges and the subsequent time and effort spent to overcome them are the catalyst for bonding people together and creating an effective team. To that end, Chapter 21 is called The Whole is Greater Than the Sum of the Parts, and we'll jump right in with exploring a phenomenon called gelling. The authors define gelling thus. A gelled team is a group of people so strongly knit that the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. That sounds very synergistic or some other management-friendly term or whatever, but what does that actually look like practically? So gel is when a team's members are on the same page and they enjoy each other's company enough that tasks and assignments and projects that might otherwise be challenging or unpleasant seem to fly by smoothly and, dare I say, enjoyably. When your team is experiencing gel, they don't really need to be managed. They end up self-managing to a large extent, and your role is more to remove impediments from their way than to crack a whip behind their backs. To cultivate this mentality, it's up to you to infuse the members of the team with a common goal. It could be a directive from the top or could be something particular to the mandate of your team. But it is important to realize that this needs to be defined and internalized by the team members for it to work. There's a pretty large disconnect between goals at the upper management level and at the individual contributor level. Things that excite C-suite officers are likely to not interest the individuals who are responsible for delivering those outcomes at all. And as it happens, the idea that an employee will take enthusiasm for the company's overall health because it's part of his paycheck to do so is optimistic but also a little bit naive. A team is likely to coalesce around its own self-defined goal and priority as a motivator, and it's unlikely that that motivator will be the company's profitability, despite the fact that that's what upper management's motivation usually is. So as you're guiding a team toward a gelled state, it's worth bringing to light a common goal or mandate for the team and helping the participants to identify with it. In the course of running broad projects, it's worth noting that a goal is generally accomplished not by people working together on individual tasks together, but by people working on their own tasks towards the same ends as each other. The authors say that the purpose of a team is not goal attainment, but goal alignment, a distinction worth meditating on. So if you were to quantify the characteristics of a well-gelled team, they would be as follows. Low turnover, a strong sense of identity, a sense of eliteness, joint ownership of the product, and obvious enjoyment. We can go into these a little more. Low turnover is a result of a gelled team because people feel loyalty to each other and don't want to leave their colleagues in the dust to go elsewhere. As the presence of turnover is concerning, the lack of it is a silent but significant testament to one's abilities as a manager. A strong sense of identity and sense of eliteness contribute to each individual feeling unique and valuable, something that they worked hard to achieve, in which they won't likely give up. Joint ownership and enjoyment in the process are side effects that you'd see from satisfied workers. Pat yourself on the back when you see them in your people. Finally, the authors encourage the reader to not be afraid of teams that get too close-knit, even if it comes across as cliquey. This is because, although a strong bond between individuals may be stronger than the group to the organization as a whole, they will be better servants of the company's goals than they would otherwise be if they were unbonded, and thus should be encouraged to connect closely anyways. That's all for this video. I hope you found it helpful and thought-provoking, and I'll see you all in the next one.